the #1 song in the country is something by someone you have never heard of. Anthony Oliver was forever had alcohol issues, small town guy trying to make it in music. He went viral. Rich Men North of Richmond, which is an ode, ladies and gentlemen, to the working class dog. That's right, the working man. It's on the heels of Try That in a Small Town by Jason Aldean, which climbed the charts, went to #1. Now it's been replaced. And I'm no Casey Kasem, but this is interesting, by Anthony Oliver's smash viral hit. 10 million views on all kind of social media channels. Over 433,000 new followers for Anthony Oliver. And here's the great part about it. Back in the day, they talked about, Ronald Reagan did, a silent majority in this country. And I think you're starting to see the silent majority step up. We've seen it. Well, we really saw it with Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light still tanking. Apparently, they had a shareholders meeting that was a complete mess yesterday. And now we're seeing it in the music industry with not only Try That in a Small Town, angering the far left crazy people, but of course, we've also seen it now with Anthony Oliver's smash hit. Basically, what the hit does, it highlights the plight of the working man while also highlighting the riches of the folks up north. I've said it forever, $171,000 is the most in salary that Joe Biden ever made before he became president. And guess what? Joe Biden owns a couple $5 million homes. We'll get to Joe Biden in a second. Somehow, some way, the Obamas can afford a $12 million home. Now, I understand they wrote books, and books got big time, big time upfront money. But $12 million and a guy dies on your pond and nothing's being said. The world is odd. The world is not so odd, actually. The world is very predictable. The far left runs the media, the far left runs our thought, and the far right gets ridiculed. But you know what? The people in the middle, people like you, people like me, need to stand up and continue to stand up and not let this happen. But it's happening. But it's starting to swing. I can feel it. It's starting to swing. Now, I don't know what that means exactly. You're still going to be transphobic if you insult somebody that has insulted you. You're still going to be called a racist no matter what if you wear your MAGA hat. So it hasn't swung that much, but the words that people use against us no longer matter. Transphobic does not matter. You can call me transphobic all day. Racist does not matter. Bigot does not matter. It has been used and misused for so long that it does not matter. What matters is that people start standing up. What matters is that people start paying attention to rich men north of Richmond, highlighting the working plights of the working class becomes popular because, look, we're fed up. We're simply fed up. Try that in a small town. I go back to Crown Point, Indiana. I couldn't say it at the time. Of course I couldn't say it at the time, but I could say it now. Crown Point, Indiana, a little south of where I grew up, Maryville, Gary area. I didn't really hang in Crown Point that much except when I went to go see my boy Pilar. But I did hang in that area, and when the clowns were going through cities, acting like under the guise of Black Lives Matter, they were robbing, they were looting, the fellas in a small town of Crown Point, Indiana, just simply stood on the street with their guns to defend their property. Guess what? The fellas who were chicken blank cowards, looting and robbing, didn't do jack in the small town. Try That in a Small Town is absolutely spectacular. And rich men north of Richmond, the absolute saints. Speaking of one of the rich men, I want you to see this video. This is our president, our decrepit, senile, out of touch, ridiculous president. I'm going to play this video 3 or 4 times. The first time I'm going to play it is so that you can hear his no comment. Our president, Biden, was asked by the media, what is your comment on the wildfires that have destroyed Maui? Well, let's watch the president respond. Here is the president's response.
President, any comments on the rising death toll in Maui?
Will you come talk about the Hawaii response, Mr. President?
The president, we're going to show that again in a second, has no idea where he is. Look at his knees. Look at his face. He thinks he's showing up at like his grandkid's basketball game. Now, how can you possibly have no comment? How are you so ill-prepared? How are you surrounded by, I don't know, it's Veep-like characters surrounding our president, that you don't have a statement ready? And the bigger question is, how can you possibly give $113 billion to Ukraine and a one-time hit of $700 apiece to families in Maui? Now, I don't give a damn if you don't give any money. That's fine. That's you. That's your decision. You're the president. I would like for you to help. But, having said that, if you choose to give no money, if you're like, hey, look, you got to dig your way out. I don't like it, but that's on you. You're the president. But in no way, shape, or form can you give $113 billion to Ukraine and $700 a family. Sure, there's more to it. Yeah, they're bringing FEMA out there. Yeah, they're doing all the stuff that we pay for out of our tax money out to help the folks in Maui. But the payment, ladies and gentlemen. See, I have a group of guys that every time I tweet something, they come on and they say something stupid. And it's fun. But the idea of payment, I'm just talking about payment. In fact, Zelensky, the guy over there in the Ukraine, he got so embarrassed by the videos of the Ukrainian people who are supposedly at war, at clubs, at beaches, at strip clubs, hanging out half naked, that he had to reprimand his own people the other day. He had to say, look, we're at war, quit hanging in clubs. We all know what's going on here. I mean, it's no coincidence when you look and you see the money being paid to Hunter and Joe, the big guy Biden. What's happening in return? Money's going there, and only $700 per family to American families. I thought this was America first. I thought this was, hey, look, make America great again. Every human being alive should be wearing the hat. I'm buying one. I don't care. Because America is in the toilet right now. We're giving money to Ukraine, for crying out loud. And there is a direct link to bribes being paid to the president and his son from Ukraine. A direct link. All you got to do is pay attention. That's all you got to do is pay attention. And guess what? You can follow the money, and it's right there. So we, Americans, are really, really, really in trouble. We are in deep right now. We are in real, real trouble. Dana White pledged $1 million to the folks in Lahaina, in Maui. Here's a little video of Dana White.
Hey everyone, UFC President Dana White here. It's been horrible to see the wildfires raging across Maui, causing devastation to that beautiful place and the amazing people who call it home. My heart goes out to all of you who've suffered so much loss, but I want you all to know that you're not alone. The Hawaiian people embody the warrior spirit like no one else, and we stand with you. In that spirit, UFC is going to make $1 million donation to support Hawaii relief efforts. We're also doing this limited edition t-shirt with 100% of the proceeds going to those Hawaii relief efforts. So please visit UFCstore.com today, pick up a t-shirt. And to our friends in Hawaii, we love you and we have your backs. And to everyone else, UFC sponsors, anybody affiliated with the UFC, I ask you to stand up too, donate some money, reach out to me, or buy a t-shirt. Let's all help these people in Hawaii. Thank you guys very much.
Now that's a response. Hey, let's go back and play Joe Biden's response to what's going on in Hawaii. This is inspiring by our president. Look at his knee. Hey.
Will you come talk about the Hawaii response, Mr. President?
No comment. Look, where am I, huh? Where's the Metamucil, huh? Jack? Man, compare that inspiration, that inspiring Joe Biden, that man that makes you want to run through walls with Dana White. No comment. I got to go back to the beach. I got to finish my book. It's a good book. Look at this idiot. Hey, huh? Look, his mouth's open. Nobody told me, Maui. Mommy? What? Hawaii? Hi, how are you?